Okay. Hi, Leanne.
Hi.
You still hear us? Okay. Welcome to the Park and Recreation Board meeting for Tuesday, July 7th, 2020. I want to take the roll call of our park board members first before we get started. I want to go around the table. Looks like we have Colleen Horn here, Brian Phillips, Shelly McIntyre, Jesse Garuda, and we are waiting for Ralph Asplin. I know Lainey Strilick will not be here tonight. So, okay, we have a quorum, so we can continue. Leanne, I'm going to bring you in first. We're going to discuss a memorial bench application, which all the park board members have. Pretty straightforward. Leanne, did you want to talk a little bit about the significance of the bench to you and let the board know about it?
Yeah, so I also have my sister on the line, Jessica.
Okay.
I grew up in Bucks County, and so did Jessica. She lives in North Park, and that's where my brother lives, and he recently passed away this past month, and he used to go fishing at this park. And they, being that they live in North Park, they live right near this park. So we'd like to put a bench there in his memory, and we've identified a couple locations after going and walking through the park, but we just want to see if those work for you. If not, if there's other suggestions, we're open to that.
Okay. I can tell you, I think your first suggestion, Leanne, was under the willow tree on the peninsula there at the park. Yeah, that's a great spot. I checked it out today. That's a great spot. I want to share that with the board members. There's no benches, there. There's a couple in that area, but it's not a lot. So it's pretty straightforward on our end. It's definitely a great spot to put a bench. And you all have the application too. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great spot. There's
okay,
Ralph.
Great. So would that work, or does that need to be approved?
Yeah, what we will do, we will take a vote on it. I'm waiting for Ralph to come in. I think he's coming in now. So I'm going to bring him up to speed on it.
Yeah.
Hey, Ralph.
Hey.
You hear us?
Yep. I'm
okay.
Good.
You only missed a little bit. We started the meeting. We have Leanne Ryder here. She's here speaking on behalf of the memorial bench application that we all received. We just went over the location there. Her first location is an ideal spot. I was just sharing that with the board under the willow tree on the peninsula. And she was just speaking about the significance of the bench and everything. She wanted to share that with us. And that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the next step would be for the board to discuss the proposal there.
I make a motion to accept it. I think it's a good spot.
I'll second it.
Okay.
There's not a lot over there.
No,
First
there's
and
not.
second one there. Okay, any discussion? Okay.
Anything else, Leanne, you'd like to add?
No, nothing for me.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right. 5-0.
All right, Leanne, sounds good. I'll be in touch with you to discuss everything, okay?
All right, great. Thank you so much for your help.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Have a great one. Take care.
Bye, Ann.
Bye. Okay. Kind of went a little bit out of order there, but didn't want to hold her up, so.
No, that's fine. I mean, it was at the top of the list anyway.
It usually does.
Okay. All right. Sorry I was late. Right at 7:00, all of a sudden my internet crapped out on me.
Always.
But at least it didn't wait until the middle of the night to come back.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yep.
So that was the only thing we got our.
That was the only bench. Oh, I did want to bring up, while we're on memorial benches, that one we approved last month for the church. Remember I said I was going to try to get in touch with them? I
Yeah,
did get in
Yeah.
touch with them. They are in the process of raising the funds to pay for that bench. Once they do that, secure the funds and submit it to us, we will order that bench and proceed with that. That was the one from last month, if you recall.
yes.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to share that with everybody.
And this woman knows it's that much more, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the apps, yeah, it was on the app and everything.
All right. So what do we got to clear? We still got to do the minutes?
Yeah, you're up to that.
Okay. All right. Everybody get a chance to look at them?
I did.
Okay. Okay. Any questions, concerns? Fluff adding? Nothing?
No.
Okay. All right.
Look good.
Entertain a motion
Yeah,
to
good.
approve the minutes.
Yeah. I motion to approve.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay. All right, then, if there's no further discussion.
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all right, 5-0.
Wonderful.
Yay. Well, minutes are the easiest part of our meeting usually. Not Jesse's, but 'cause she has to type
Yeah.
them most of the
Hey, I type as I go now. It's much easier.
Yeah,
Sweet.
do it right away. All right. All right. Park facilities update. That's to me. All right. I got a bunch you get ready to type, Jesse. I have a bunch for you here.
I'm ready.
The new slide was installed at New Pond Park last week. I know if you recall, we had slide was damaged over there several months ago, and we had to order a new slide. We finally got that and got that put in last week. So that, that's a good thing. Now for the bad news, as you know, we had to remove a playground last week at Mill Creek Manor Park down off of Lynn Avenue, which is across the street from the park on the other side of Mill Creek Road.
Yeah.
That unit there has been the bane of our existence for a while. Not a high quality unit. I think we've talked about that. Same company that put the one in at Pinewood. Pinewood's a lot better than this one. We went over there. There were some serious issues, strangulation hazards, bolts stripped, pieces falling apart. By doing a big inspection of that, the decision was made just to remove it because somebody could have got hurt on that unit. So we had to make that unfortunate decision to do that. Obviously, that was the next one that we were slated to replace after Kirby Park. So
Yeah, I thought that was one of the oldest ones we had. Anyway.
what's that?
I
Lynn
thought that was
Avenue?
one of the oldest one.
I don't know. It's not one of the oldest ones, but the product itself is old and not very good, to be quite honest with you. That and the unit over at Pinewood aren't that old, but the quality of it, and I think I've been talking about these for a while, are not where they need to be. We have older units than that are in much better shape. So, those two obviously go up that list quicker. We were going to go oldest to newest, ideally,
Okay.
but that's what we're looking to do. So we had to remove that playground. I don't know if that'll be done this year or for next year's budget. I'm working on some ideas there that I'm going to present to the board with things kind of getting shifted around quite a bit with everything this year. There might be some movement there. I'll have to keep you all updated. It'll be a budgetary shifting of some money around. That's the idea there. Kirby Park's playground was put in. They finished that the end of the week, Friday before last week, I think it was that Friday. Our guys have been over there kind of cleaning it up. They had to do a lot of digging around it. We have to clean it up, put wood carpet in there. Now, it looks great. The only issue is the exit from the one slide is too close to the existing swing bay, which was supposed to stay. And it doesn't meet standards. It's like a use zone. We're 3 inches it came up 3 inches short.
Ugh.
So now we have to remove the swing bay and put a new one in. That was honestly, it was the installer should have checked that. You know, what they say, measure twice, cut once type of thing. So I'm working with the manufacturer now. I'm trying to say, hey, you're going to pick up the cost for this. We're kind of fighting a little bit about it right now. But I'll keep you updated on that. We're going to get a new swing bay put in anyway. That swing bay there was older. I was hoping to get away with it. The good part is it'll look brand new when it's put in, and we won't have any safety hazards anymore. So that'll probably be ordered as soon as I work a deal out with this guy from the playground company. So little unfortunate news, but you know, things happen like that. We'll make it happen, and it'll be a great. The playground unit looks great if you've been by there. They did a really good job putting it in. It's got a nice ramp for wheelchairs to go up on it. That playground unit came out really nice. So I think once we get the swing bays in there, that's gonna look great. And I think the neighbors will be really happy with it. So okay, so that's it with that. New slide and crawl tube had to be ordered for the tot lot at Von Hoffman. They showed some damage and some age, so he just ordered the new slide and the crawl tube there. That unit shut down right now. The tot lot. Anybody familiar with Von Hoffman is we have a tot lot fenced off from the main playground. So the main playground's open, but that tot lot is shut right now until we do those repairs. Again, it's a safety thing. We just ordered the slide and the tube. So once they come in, we'll install them and we'll reopen that one back up. So a lot of playground talk. The gravel parking lot at Von Hoffman, that is slated to be paved over. We're going to get rid of that old gravel over there. That's been kind of a project that's been on Public Works radar for a while to get that done because it's easier to plow in the bad weather. And a lot of vehicles go in there. They like to do donuts and, you know, mess the gravel up, and it'll be a lot nicer over there, you know, for parking vehicles. And I think the neighbors will be very happy that gravel isn't flying all over the place, you know, around there. So that should be done, I think, within the next few weeks when I was talking to Public Works. So that's something on our agenda that's coming up, which I think will be a nice improvement over there.
So is that going to be blacktop?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah. I'll confirm that, Jesse, but yeah, I believe so. Okay. All the playgrounds have tons of COVID-19 signage. We opened the playgrounds up, as you all know, on the 5th of June. We had to put signage up, you know, basically social distance, blah, blah, blah. I think everybody's heard that. The one big thing that was put on that sign is we're not sanitizing the playgrounds. I know there was talk about that. I think we all talked about that ourselves. That's just not feasible from a manpower standpoint and a fiscal standpoint. And as soon as you clean a playground, kids will go on it, kids will get off it, new kids will get on it, new kids will get off of it. There's really no way.
No, you'd have to have someone there the whole time.
You have to have someone there
At every playground.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
I know some townships are doing that because, you know, people would ask us about it. But I think they're just doing it at the beginning of the day. I don't know. You know, playgrounds have been like that for years. I mean, unfortunately, this virus came about and probably won't be the last one we deal with. But
God, I hope it is.
A lot of it is personal responsibility for the parents. You want to bring your child, make sure you're bringing some sanitizer, wipe with soap and water. The bathrooms are now open at the park. They opened up last Friday. I'll get to that in a minute. Again, it's going to be a personal responsibility thing when it comes to that. So signage has been put around everywhere. We just added a lot of signage around the lake. No swimming in the lake. We've had a huge problem with that this year.
So
really bad.
I just went for a run around the lake the other day, and I was telling my wife there was a family, like they went to the beach for the day. Beach chairs, a cooler,
Yep.
Wawa sandwiches, 4 of them sitting on the beach or sitting like on the side, and like 6 of them swimming.
Yeah.
It was, and then right next to them was another one. First time I've ever seen that, and I found that odd. But
we've always had it a little bit in heat waves in the summer. You're always going to people to jump in the lake, but this year I think even more so. I think there's a lot that goes into that. Obviously, it's hot now, but I think people have been cooped up in their houses. Parks are the first thing that open for people. So it's kind of like the perfect storm almost a little bit. And you're right, Bri, we're seeing a lot of, it's like going to the beach type of mentality. And the park staff's just been inundated with that, just constantly get out of the water, get out of the water, get out of the water. I've resorted to telling them, and it's true, if you want your leg taken off by a snapping turtle, go ahead, swim in there, because it can happen. And we put more signage up, to prevent that. And technically, and I think I confirmed this with Rich DePolito, it's up to $1,000 fine if they're swimming. Not that we ever really do that, but that might be something we might have to, put more signage up about too, to deter it. There's a bit of.
Who would issue that?
Huh?
Who would issue the fine?
That would be the police would have to do that at that point. The park staff doesn't have that, power to write citations. So
right.
That would be a police thing, and, them to allocate police to do something like that's probably not the highest priority, to be quite honest with you. We had an incident with a family down there, similar to what Brian was describing, and they were just adamant about it. They're going to do what they wanted. Cops came down, and it just, they were just trying to appease them a little bit. But that's why I added more signage, because we lacked a little bit of that. So that's really not an excuse now. And some people know to get them out of the water, because people are like, oh, what if we just let them in a little bit? But it's like the old saying, you give them an inch, you're going to take a yard.
Take a yard.
So, and anybody that's been in that lake can drop off where you don't realize it. It can get deep in spots, especially if you get out there a little bit. It might be shallow where you're at, momentarily, but, you can fall, bless you. And you can have like snapping turtles in there, and there's geese poop in there. I'm going to be honest with you. So, we try to deter people by telling them that, quite honestly, about the snapping turtles. That's my new one.
Just stock it with some piranha. Stock it with some piranha.
Yeah, exactly.
A quick question, just in terms of, and if I'm going out of order here, I apologize. It looks like there may have been a page missing in the minutes, and I know I missed the last meeting, but the drive-in movie concept. So will that continue to take place even if changes in some of the state mandate shift? So with the increase in COVID cases continuing to climb, I suspect that we're going to start seeing things dialed back again. So will that continue to go? And then if so, great. If not, is there a financial contingency that we wouldn't be responsible for the show if we had to cancel last minute due to?
Yeah, there's no, that's a good question, Bri. That right now, we're under, we did submit Kyle, who's, helping run the meeting here. He runs the movies for us, so he can chime in if he wants. I don't know if he's here, but no, the idea behind that, we did reach out to the Department of Health. We've been kind of in touch with them the whole time with, hey, what can we do? And we even could have done this under yellow, technically, because they're in our cars. So, but once we went to green, it for this event, it's perfect. Now, if it does get dialed back, we would have to kind of scale our plans back, but there's no financial repercussions to the township. Now, Kyle's group, they're the ones, handling all the ticket sales and everything, and they've agreed to cover the cost of our staff. Cover the cost of the porta potties that we're renting. There's nothing out of pocket to the township. So no, I can, good question, but no, we would be okay. I'm hoping we can keep doing them, because I don't know if you guys saw the responses or have been to them. Been really popular, and especially since we had to take a few things away this summer. It's been great to add something and especially something new too. It's been great. I was going to get to that in a little bit, but
the only thing negative I saw is people said that people's gates were up on their SUVs.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see over the gates.
Yeah, that we were dealing with that as we, my idea is we're going to give everybody rope and string when they pull up, and it's, we did that. We went around and, gave them rope to pull their gates down a little bit. So yeah, that was just one of them little logistic things when you run an event.
Yeah.
Like the first night, we started parking the bigger cars in the back and working a bit smaller cars and kind of working our way. Now, when you put cars in the back at the beginning and there's nobody there yet, they're wondering why they're all the way in the back. But it usually works out. The second night went a lot better. And if we had the opportunity to move people up, we did. A lot of people get out of their car and sit in their spot, which is fine. But Saturday went a lot better than Friday. But yeah, that thing with the tailgate sticking up was probably the biggest issue. And
Yeah, that's the only thing I saw.
Yeah, and we're going to try to eliminate that, with these movies coming up as much as we can. And people not knowing how to turn the running lights off in their car. That was another one. Some people don't know how to do it. So they're looking at their owner's manual, and we had some dead batteries by the end of the night. But they have the guys with the group are great. Kyle's group, they have jumper cables. I think we started about 4 or 5 cars each night. So, 'cause there was some dim lights, man. There were some yellow lights, man, towards the end of the night, but we got them going. But all in all, they've been really, really well attended. We've maxed it to 200 cars. We were talking bigger, but then we realized it might be better just to keep these smaller, give us room to play with parking, move people up if there's the need to. What I did learn, not many people drive sedans anymore. Everybody's got an SUV or a truck now. So
did we come anywhere close to the max of 200?
Oh yeah, we were over it. Yeah, I shouldn't say that was the max. I think we were like 211. Where's Kyle, man? He's not here. He sells the tickets, but there he is. He can tell you. Tell me how many tickets he sold.
Hi guys. So we maxed it out, I think like just over like 211 with comps and stuff.
211.
But just for the best experience for the guests moving forward, we're not going to go over 200. And then even the studios, they have restrictions. That's like their restrictions. You can't go over that. So a lot of these rules come from the motion picture studios. So we got to kind of abide by them. What they're, sorry, I'm just watching, making sure the video feed's going okay. So monitor it too. But other than that, like I said, I think what Brian said for the most part, we're still learning. I think we've gotten better from night 1 to 2, and obviously night 3 and 4 will be better. But it's a comfortable number. It's a really comfortable number, and I think you can space people out really well. If we get any handicap parking too, we found that helps give them more space, and you get no really complaints about a spot. You really don't really have a bad view with that number.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. It's going well. I'm excited about them. Anybody wants a ticket, tell them now.
Yeah, I need tickets.
If you want tickets, let me know. I'll get you one. I know the guy.
Know the guy who knows the guy?
Know the guy that knows the guy. There you go.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to hop back off now.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you.
All right. I'll move on here. Any more questions about that? Bri, you go with that? Sounds down. Okay.
I have it on mute because my son's in the back.
That's fine. Okay, you're good? Okay. Continuing on, pool maintenance is still being done at the pool. I know people think we're opening the pool. We're not. I know it's a bummer, but we still have to run the chemicals in the pump this year. And we did have an electrical problem in the pump room that we have gotten repaired because it was shutting off. So, we have to treat the pool, with the plaster, with the chemicals, and run that pump over the summer. So obviously to reduce costs, what we would normally pay. Chlorine will last, a few weeks now as opposed to getting it filled twice a week. So that's going on down there at the pool. So you'll see some work down there being done. We start to take care of it, maintain the grounds, perform the operations as we normally do, albeit on a smaller scale. So that pavilion project will be done. I talked to Joe Arneo about that, the new pavilion at the pool. There's a couple other things they got to do. I think the Von Hoffman lot's one of them. A couple other things in are going to get back to putting that pavilion in. They have plenty of time to do it. So that'll be done. I don't really have a timeline. It's probably like third or fourth on their list. I talked to Joe last week about it. But it'll be done probably within the next few months, weather permitting, obviously. Fishing pier at the community park. We've had issues with kids throwing the big rocks, they're down by the pier, throwing the rocks into the lake and sometimes at the boaters. So we have ordered, it's like a cage, like a netting type of fencing that's going to be put on top of that to prevent those rocks from being played with and pulled out anymore. That was something that probably should have been done when they had to do the repairs down there. We talked about slurring the rocks, kind of, keeping them together where they couldn't throw them. But we felt this fencing netting type of thing will work. But they use it up at Core Creek for one of their retaining walls. So that's on order right now. So once that comes in, they'll put that on. That should eliminate that problem. See where we're at here. We had a homeless encampment in Trenton Road Park behind the Stanwood Road entrance a few weeks back. We had gotten a call about it. It was a couple that was living in there. The neighbors called us about it, and the police were aware of it. I believe the gentleman was arrested, and I think the lady went to a homeless shelter. But they left behind a lot of trash. But that's been cleaned up, and everything, as far as I know, is okay back there now. So that's done there. I think that's what I have for park, park facilities is quite a bit. The bathrooms. Bathrooms, I said, were open last Friday at Community Park and Quaker Penn. We were holding off on opening them, obviously, with the COVID measures. What the Department of Health wants us to do is clean those bathrooms every hour. That's not feasible. But what he did say, he's like, post how many times you are going to clean them. So we're cleaning them twice a day, first thing in the morning and once again in the afternoon, at least twice a day. We hired Carlos from the park. Carmelo's his real name. You probably know Carl. He's the gentleman that cleans the trash up down at the park that everybody on Facebook told us to hire. He's been volunteering picking up trash at the park since it opened. And we had a backup, in our budget, we had a backup to Maria, who usually she's our cleaning lady that does the bathrooms at the Township building and the community park. And, she does take time off from here and there, and it was always falling upon Public Works to do it. But, I thought, with having to do it twice a day, Carlos, whatever you want, I call him C at this point, he's there all the time. So we offered him the position. He started. He's going to clean them. He's doing Quaker Penn both in the morning and the afternoon. There's not a whole lot to do there. Obviously, it's a compost facility. He's wiping everything down, making sure, we just opened them up. So he's taking care of that twice a day. Maria's still cleaning the community park bathroom in the morning when she's in, and Carlos hits it in the afternoon. So I think, between the two of them, doing them twice a day, those bathrooms, and we had that posted in the bathrooms. So that's the little change as opposed to the past where we only cleaned them in the mornings. And those bathrooms get nasty. So having them cleaned especially with the COVID thing going on, I think is going to be a big help. So I was happy to get him on, and he'll be doing that job every day, 7 days a week, usually 4 hours a day. It doesn't take him 4 hours to do the bathrooms, but he cleans the park for us as a volunteer all the time. So I think he's good for it. And he's excited to have the job. And, everybody knows him. The police know him. Park staff knows him. The patrons know him. There's a comfort level there. So I was happy to, give him an opportunity. Plus, he's helping us out. So, that's where we're at there. I guess I'll go on to programs and special events. Obviously, we've canceled a lot of stuff this year. The next big thing on the agenda is the Family Festival. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I don't know if that's going to happen this year. You know how many people we get for it. We are hearing from the Department of Health that we might be in the green phase the rest of 2020, which, as we know, is a max of 250 people in a gathering. That won't work for that event. We haven't made a final decision on it. I don't know if anybody knows, Lower Makefield just canceled their community day. Harvest Day's been canceled. All this July 4th, this past weekend, were canceled, obviously. I'd love to hold out and do something for that day. I'm not ready to call it quits yet on it, but it's something I know the board's looking at right now, because there's a lot of expense that goes into that event, especially the fireworks. I'd love to be able to pull off the fireworks potentially, but I don't know if that's feasible or not. You could do like a drive-in firework type of idea, but we're still going to get a lot of cars, and I don't know for 10, 15 minutes of activity if that's something we're going to do or not. So, that's kind of, we haven't made a decision on it, but we're talking about, the township's talking about it internally. I know the board's talking about it, because we do have to make a decision, I would say, by the beginning of August, no later, because I got to let vendors know and entertainment that I have booked. I've been shifting people around like crazy. People I had to schedule for camp, I'm trying to put for other events, and then when other things are getting canceled, I'm trying to put them for other events. But that's where we're at there. We were going to run a modified half-day summer camp, as you all probably saw. We just didn't have enough kids for it. And what happened was last week when Governor Wolf put out the new mandate for the wearing of masks outside, a lot of parents didn't want their kid having to wear a mask in 95-degree heat outside, and I couldn't blame them.
No.
I wasn't really in favor of that when I heard it, and we didn't have a lot of kids anyway for it. I think the problem is we rolled it out too late, to be quite honest with you. Most parents either found another camp or they made the decision not to send their kids to a camp this year, probably a combination of both. We basically we had about 9 kids signed up, about 3 dropped out after that announcement, got us down to 6. I had 4 counselors to work it. I had more counselors than kids. It just didn't make sense. So, we canceled that, unfortunately. The Fall Soccer Club is doing a sport soccer camp, though. They started the other day. That we were looking to do something with them, if you remember correctly. The board didn't give the permission to do that with them. That's why I went with that off-site idea. We were going to kind of do something in combination, but I told those guys to move forward with all COVID-19 protocols in place. They got 17 kids for their program, which is great. They're only doing the mornings right now, 9 to 12. They're following all the protocols and everything. And that's going pretty well. They're only in their set. Today was what's today? Tuesday, their second. They started Monday. So, so far so good there. All the sports organizations, we went green on June 26th. So they are allowed to play games now, practices and games. They're still telling them to try to social distance. I did get an update because the whole thing with the mask thing came out last week. And I was like, how does that pertain to youth sports? You're telling them they can play sports, but you can't expect kids to wear masks playing sports. Well, I finally got an answer today is they don't have to wear masks while they're playing. They just have to wear them to the event, showing up and leaving. And if they're close to somebody on the bench or something, they want them to wear them. So that, at least we got a little clarification there. It's like every day something's changing, and it's been a little frustrating, but they're all in good shape now as far as they all submitted a plan for COVID-19. Now, I'm not going around babysitting everybody and inspecting them, see if everybody's social distancing or not. I know that's not always feasible. I think the bigger issue is the spectators with the parents than the kids, to be quite honest with you, from what we've seen. But we haven't, we're not mandating anything like that. We're relying on the groups to use their best judgment there. Now, as you said, Bryce, things get rolled back here. Obviously youth sports and everything would be, affected, and they would probably have to go back. That's if we get rolled back. But as of right now, they can play. And we'll ride that out as long as we can while the numbers stay good and, everybody's relatively healthy. So that's where we're at there. Drive-in movies I talked about, we're doing well. At the beginning of July, we kind of started taking pavilion reservations. Pavilion rentals started. We're going to do the car show this month, Ralph, next week, next Tuesday. That'll be the first one.
No, third Tuesday.
Oh,
2
okay.
weeks.
Oh, I'm thinking it's a second. I'm sorry. 2 weeks from today. I'm sorry. I knew it was the third. For some reason, I thought it was the second week of July. It's getting ahead of me here. Sorry about that. Third week in July. They're going to be their first one.
Yeah, we just had the inspection yesterday too.
Yes.
Health department came down.
Yeah, Steven came down. Yeah, Lenny told me about that. Everything went well, I imagine. They always do. Driftwood Adventures, they've been doing their paddleboard, kayak rentals. Everything's going really well. They've been pretty busy. They started that probably right around when we went to Yellow. I think it was June 5th. So they've been doing their thing on the weekends down there. It's been very popular. The Quaker Pen Boat Ranch been busy, very busy. A lot of people aren't paying for the rent, but we're trying to issue tickets. We have a system where you can check it out. That's a tough battle, but overall that's went well. And I think the summer concerts, we had our first one Sunday night. What we're doing for the concerts is we're not allowing people to sit under the pavilion, just the band. They're basically setting up halfway down, and we're putting seating around the outskirts. We put some paint marks on there, like 6 feet apart. And most of the people, that come there, they're mature adults. They know how to do it. So we were able to pull these concerts off, which I'm happy about. We don't get a huge crowd as compared to other townships where they can get thousands of people. They run a bigger series than us. But for our current situation, our smaller concert program is actually great because we can run them and not have to cancel them. So as long as everything goes well there, we're going to run through the summer up till mid-September. So we're offering some things here and trying to add things when we can. That's what I have right now for everything. I think I touched on pretty much everything I could think of. Oh.
I want to comment real quick on the family day.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there's a lot of time and energy that go into it and the costs associated and getting companies and vendors to come out. Brian, I don't see a scenario where you're going to be able to have that event at the park and have 1,000 people there.
I know.
I don't even think, quite frankly, spending 5 or 10 hours over the next 2 weeks even contemplating it is worth your time.
Yeah.
My 2 cents on that, but
yeah, I actually I can tell you what we're doing now. Yeah, Matt's our new manager, permanent manager now. Everybody knows that. What I'm doing, and this is great. We give him a list by Thursday of every week that we want ideas and things we want to submit to the board for consideration. And I give it to him by then, and he gives it to them, and he follows up with them on Monday. He's been really good about things. So I know the Family Festival, I presented that. It's on my list for this week to, hey, let me know what they're thinking here. So yeah, Bri, I agree at this point. You all know how many people show up to that thing. Unless things get better and we open up to a normal type of setup, that would be the only way we could do it. I agree.
Here's what will happen. You'll have it. You'll limit people to come in. You'll get people that are upset, or someone's going to catch COVID and they're going to point it back to that.
Sure.
Now it's going to be the township's fault.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I had a lady on Facebook wondering, why I'm having the concerts and, why I want to kill somebody. And, it's tough. I think, it's the last thing we want anybody to get sick, and we don't want to do that. So, right now I don't see the feasibility of it, but that's something it's going to be considered. So, and then they're talking about it internally.
Like Brian said, there's really nothing to consider here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to be able to manage a crowd like that.
No.
We couldn't even have that many people here, even under the current green scenario.
It's 250.
Green
it's
continues.
250.
Yeah, how are you going to do that? We're not going to do that.
You
It's not
can't.
gonna happen.
And you can't limit. You can't. And like you said, you can't limit it either. You can't limit people coming in. Like the drive-ins, we sell the tickets. That's different. This is a free event for the community. So
You have no way of limiting people from coming in and going out.
no, not for that event. No. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give everybody an idea that's it's being talked about. So possibility of canceling it isn't finalized yet, but yeah, you're right that the logistics and the feasibility of it's really not there. So I forgot to add one thing about facility update. We got approval today to get the termite, wood decay, dehumidifier treatments done for 3 arches. Remember we have termite damage there? I did get that approval today. I'm trying to get that for a while. I finally got the approval, so I'm working on getting that done. So that'll be done as soon as I'm going to be working on that tomorrow, trying to get them all lined up to get that going. So, and then that's going to be, we're going to pay a maintenance cost, budgeted each year to maintain that, for inspections and treatments that are needed. So that'll probably be about $1,100 a year to do it all, the different things. So, so that'll be good, so we won't have this big problem again, hopefully, over there. I know that's one thing I forgot, Jesse, sorry.
That's okay.
I think that's it. That just happened today. That's why.
That'll be $1,100 per year.
Yeah. It's for wood decay treatment, termites, and powder post beetle treatment too. All of that. Yeah. 11 might be closer to 1,200, 1187 or something like that. I had to in the amount. I forgot to write it down. I would say closer to 1,200, round it off. But I think that's all I have as far as anything. Oh, I did remember now. I'm going to be also doing a couple of our regular movie nights, the free movie nights I usually do with the smaller screen. We had 2 of them scheduled at Pinewood for the pool. I'm trying to shift them over to the park. I know I have one scheduled for August 29th, and I'm trying to get one for August 1st. And then we have one scheduled for October 3rd. And I talked to Kyle. We're going to do Hocus Pocus with the big screen on October 17th for Halloween. So we're going to be like movie central, I think, through the summer and early fall. So as long as we can do these events, unless there's no other issues.
Would we be able to schedule a movie for the day that the family festival is supposed to happen?
Yeah, that could be an option. Yeah, because I didn't hear back about the 1st of August yet. So for that movie, that's possible. Yeah, I mean, and
I'm in a drive-in movie. I don't know how easily.
I got to talk to Kyle to see what his availability is for that. That could be something we could do.
Because
I could talk to him about it.
It's something we could talk outside of the meeting because it has more to do with we were going to have a car show the day of the family festival.
Yeah. I know Lenny was talking about it. Yeah, that could be something.
So
yeah, I'm open to that.
But that's not for here. That's just.
What are the dates again?
For the regular movie nights,
Yeah.
I'm looking tentative. They're tentative right now. August 1st and August 29th. And we have another one scheduled for October 3rd. And I'm looking at another one with Kyle with October 17th, the big screen.
And what are you going to limit those to?
Those don't get a lot of people, to be quite honest with you. I have maybe no more than 50 people for them. It's mostly, I do kids movies, so we've done them in the past. If I get 50 people, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So, we would, I might have to do a reservation system for it. That's probably what I'll do. I'll just do something on Capture Point like we do for the Breakfast at the Bunny, something like that. Just so we can kind of track it a little bit too. And we'll just limit it. Yeah. But I don't foresee 250 people for a little kids movie. The drive-ins is a little different, it's a different atmosphere. So, but anything we can do, like Ralph, I think it's a great idea. Maybe keeping that date in mind for something. If we don't do Family Festival, maybe something else. But like a movie. It's, driving. If Kyle's available, I could talk to him. So, well, we could talk about it though.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I think that's all I have. I promise, Jesse, that's all I have.
Sure.
Yeah, I think.
I think
Yeah,
I've heard that
I'm
3 times.
good. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. I don't see anything else, right?
All right.
Comment. Come on. Stop working right. All right. Okay, we have our guests are all gone.
Mhm.
Nobody has anything they want to add, say, complain about?
No,
Okay.
I'm tired of complaining.
We're good.
Well, I have a question. If Ryan, do you already have a facilities report written up when you're giving it to us like this?
As far as, no, you usually just have it like on. No, I just work on it like in prep for the meeting. I just write my own notes and everything.
Okay.
So yeah, it's kind of my this is what's going on. I prepare it and just verbally give it to you. Yeah, nothing
Okay.
really official.
I was just if you did have it, then we could just send it to Jessie so she wouldn't have to type it.
Well, there you go. Maybe I'll do that. All right, Jesse.
Well, if you,
No, that's fine. It might be easier. So in case I missed something. It's good. I like it. It wouldn't be actually be easier. Just like I did with the monthly. Oh, yoga. It's on the yoga. I know I forgot something. We are, we've been shut out of the senior center. Right now because they've been closed. So I talked to the yoga instructor. We're looking to start the yoga program back up possibly next Monday at 3 Arches on the grass.
Oh, cool.
And take it outside. And I think we might continue to do that in the summer, in the warmer months, late spring into the summer, and then we'll transition inside. Hopefully by then we'll know something. The great thing about the yoga, you got your mat, there's plenty of room there, be 6 feet apart. It's not a huge class. It'll be great for the house to have some activity there, even though albeit it's not inside. I think it's it's a winner.
What, on the front lawn?
Yeah, on the front lawn there. Yeah.
The people driving by seeing it might.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's pretty much, you can drive in if you wanted to do it, and especially now, people looking for something to do, we might pick up a few more people for it too, which would be great. And there's plenty of room, and there's really not a downside to it at all. So, and I want to get, she wants to get back up and running. Obviously, all the instructors do. Been shut down, unfortunately. And, she said it, and I was like, you know what, if you're okay with going outside, let's give it a shot. So I'm going to probably look to start that Monday. So you probably see me put a post on Facebook soon about it.
I'll probably walk over and do it.
I just had to,
You're going to get what time?
It's 7 to 8 p.m. on Monday nights. And obviously, it's going to be a fair weather program, weather permitting. So that'd be the only downside to it. Now, the one thing I'm waiting on is I did have to run this up the chain to the boss because there's all these COVID waivers now. It's insane right now with everything we do. All the stuff we would have had to do for our half day camp was unbelievable as far as liability and everything. So there might be a waiver we might have to add to our normal waiver for that. I don't foresee a major issue with it though. So once I put that post up, you'll know it's approved. So check it out. I'll let everybody know if it's a go for this week. I should get an answer on that hopefully tomorrow. So, I'm kind of excited about that. You put something over there, people can drive by, and it's you can do a drop-in now. So if you just want to try it, I'll keep coming. And you can sign up for 6 weeks or whatever, and it gets people outside, and I don't see any downside at all to it. So.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
All right.
I promise I'm
Truly
done.
nothing else?
True. Yeah, I'm done. If I forget, I'll do it later.
All right. Well, motion to adjourn.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.